welcome to our channel Eazy Btech. This is Srujana. So in the last session, I had discussed about what is Python, why Python, about Python, differences between Python and other programming languages. In the last session, I discussed about what is Python, why Python, about Python, users of Python, differences between difference between Python and other programming languages. Versions of Python. And last one is Python is used for which applications? In the last session, I covered these topics. Okay, what is Python? Why Python? About Python? Uses of Python? Differences between Python and other programming languages. So other programming languages is nothing but C, C++, and Java. Versions of Python. There are 3 versions are there in Python. Python is used for which applications? Which applications? Desktop applications, web applications, database applications, network applications, so machine learning applications, artificial intelligence applications, etc. In this session, I would say about features of Python, Python features, and limitations of Python, and how to download a Python software and installation of Python software. How to download a Python software and how to install a Python software. And next concept is identifiers. What is identifier and rules of identifiers. And last concept is keywords. Today I would say these topics. So that is nothing but features of Python, limitations of Python, how to download a Python software and process of installation. Next one is identifier and next topic is keyword. Okay, let's move. See here, Python features. What are the features of Python? Okay, these are the features of Python. Simple and easy to learn. The first point is simple and easy to learn. So why Python is simple and easy to learn? Okay, Python is very easy because Python doesn't have any program structure. Python doesn't have program structure. But C, C++, Java have program structure. Okay. And next one, Python. When we write a Python code, we can write a very less number of lines. Okay, we can write a code in very less number of lines. So when we read Python programming, we can feel like reading English sentences. So freeware and next point is freeware and open source. What is freeware and what is open source? We can download Python software on the browser with free. Okay, that's why Python is freeware and open source. High level programming language. In the last session, I would say about what is high level programming, what is platform dependent, what is dynamically typed, what is procedure and interpreted. Next one, extensive library. These are all the points I already covered in the last session. Okay, high level means Python provides security and memory management also. That's why Python is high level programming language. Platform independent. What is platform independent? C and C++ are platform dependent. Java and Python are platform independent. Platform independent is nothing but when we are developing any application in one operating system, that application can be executed in any other software, any other platforms. That is nothing but either we can develop one application in Windows platform. That application can be run in either Windows or in Linux or in Mac, any other platform. That is nothing but platform independent. Dynamically typed. I already told some example to the dynamically typed. So, what is the difference between static and dynamic? In the last session, I told about dynamically typed. And next one is Python is both procedure and object oriented. What is procedure and what is object oriented? Procedure means a functional oriented approach. Python supports functional oriented approach as well as object oriented approach. Object oriented means Python supports OOPS concept. And next one is interpreter. Interpreter is nothing but line by line execution of process. Line by line execution of process. So compilation means it will execute the entire code at a time. Compiler means it will execute entire code in at a time, but interpreter was executing the code on line by line. Okay. And next one, multi-threaded. Multi-threaded. What is multi-threaded? Multi-threaded means multi-threaded is a part of multitasking. Multitasking can be divided into two types. That is nothing but multiprocessing and multi-threading. So multi-threading is nothing but it will execute the threads, multiple threads simultaneously. It will execute the multiple threads simultaneously. That is nothing but multi-threading. Python supports extensive library. It provides lots of high-level data structure. So that's why Python is so popular nowadays. It provides lots of high-level data structure. Means Python provide lots of predefined library, predefined functions, etc. So this is about features of Python. Okay. Move on to the next slide. That is nothing but limitations of Python. Okay, so performance wise, Python is not up to the mark because it is interpreter language. Because it is interpreter language means performance wise. So when we are using compiler means it will compile the code at a time. So it will compile the code at a time, any number of lines. For example, if a code contains 1,000 number of lines, 1,000 number of lines will be executed at a time. If it is an interpreter will execute the code one by one line. So that's why interpreter takes some time to execution. That's why Python is not up to mark. Performance wise, Python is not up to marks. That's why Python is not used for mobile applications. Okay. So because Python taking time to execute a program, that's why mobile applications are not used in Python. Python is not used for mobile applications. Okay. This is the two drawbacks in a Python. That is nothing but performance wise Python is not up to good, and second one is Python is not used for mobile applications. Okay, then we move on to the next concept. Let's see how to download a Python software. Download Python for Windows. Either download Python for Linux, download Python for Mac. Depend upon your operating system, you can search. Click on download Python. This is the latest version of Python 3.10.2. Either you have download different version also. These are the two latest versions. See here you have to check your system is either 32-bit or 64-bit. Okay. These are the so many versions are there. Okay. So I'm downloading 3.7. Okay. So my system is 64-bit. It is supported for 32-bit system and 64-bit system also. Okay. Okay, the downloading take more time. Okay. After download completion, we move on to the installation process. It will take more time to download the Python software. So I already downloaded one software, that is Python 3.6.7. Just install the software. Okay, just click on that software and next click on run button. After that, you got one pop-up box. In that, you have to check one option, that is nothing but add Python 6.2 path. After that, click on installation. It will take few minutes to install. Okay, setup was successful. The Python is installed successfully. Okay, close. Click on close. This is the way to how to download the Python software and how to install the Python software. Now you can search ideally. You can open ideally. Okay, here I'm installed 3.6. Just click on that. Yes. Happily, you can write the code in the Python version, in the Python platform. Okay. A is equal to 10. So print A. A value is 10. So like 10 plus 20. 10 plus 20. Answer is 30. 10 minus 9. 90 into 2. Okay. So you can write the code happily in the Python shell. Okay. And the next step, next concept is identifier. What is the identifier? What is an identifier? The next concept is identifier. What is an identifier? Before that, you have to know about what is a variable. What is variable? Variable is nothing but variable is used to store the value. What is variable? Variable is used to store the value. Store the value. Which type of value? Any type of value. That value can be in string format, numbers format, decimal formats. So that value can be anything: string format, numbers format, or decimal format. Variable is used to store the value. Store the value. Which type of value? Either that is in whole numbers, either that is in decimal format, either that is in string format also. Okay, any sequence of characters that is enclosed within either single quotes or double quotes is known as string. Okay, these A, B, C are known as variables. So these A, B, C are known as variables. Variable is used to store the value. Okay, so then move to the identifier. What is identifier? What is identifier? A name in a Python program is called as identifier. A name in a Python program is called as identifier. What is the name in a Python? A variable is the name of the Python program, and function is also name of the Python. And next, class name, object name, string name, list name, tuple name. These are the examples of identifier. A name in a Python program is called as identifier. That name is of which. Okay. And next, so you have to follow some rules for the identifier. You have to follow some rules for the identifier. What are the rules? Okay. First of all, I'm writing here A is equal to 10. Just print A value. It's printing. Okay. So these rules are, what are the rules of identifier? The first rule is, what is the first rule? Identifier allows capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, 0 to 9 and underscore. What is the first rule of Python identifier? Capital A to capital Z. Identifier allows capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, 0 to 9 and underscore. These characters are allowing in Python identifier. Capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, 0 to 9 and underscore. Okay. So let's see the example. Okay. A, so for example, MUL is equal to 90. Print MUL, 90 is printed. Okay. Capital MU small l is equal to 99. Capital MUL. Here it's allowing small a to small z small a to small z and capital M also allowed. Okay. Next I am trying with the digits. A1 is equal to 90. Print A1. A1. Okay. Digits also allowed. And next one is A underscore 9 is equal to 8. A underscore 9. Underscore is also allowed. For example, I am trying with different. A at the rate is equal to 90. Okay. It display some error, type error. For example, A dollar is equal to 9. It gives again error, syntax error. These special characters are not allowed in identifier. Special characters are not allowed in identifier except underscore. Except underscore. Special characters are not allowed. Special characters are not allowed in identifiers. Except underscore. Except underscore. Special characters are not allowed in identifier except underscore. Then what is the third rule? Digits. So digits are allowed. The identifier should not start with digit. The identifiers are should not starts with digit. The identifiers are should not starts with digits. If your starts with digit, it shows syntax errors. So you have to start with identifier name, either capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, or identifier. Okay, let's see this example. Okay, so for example, I'm starting an identifier with the alphabet. So that is nothing but H is equal to 90. H. It executed successfully. And next, A SDF, for example, capital A SDF is equal to 99. ASDF. It will also execute it successfully. But I am starting an identifier with a digit. 9A is equal to 90. It gives a syntax error because identifiers are should not start with digit. Identifiers are should not start with digit. And next, A underscore A is equal to 89. Okay, no problem. It will execute it successfully because you can write. So you can write identifier name starts with underscore and characters also. Okay, this is the third rule. Okay, the identifiers are should not start with digits. It can be starts with either alphabets or underscore. And next, what is the fourth rule? Spaces. Spaces. Spaces are not allowed in identifier. Spaces are not allowed in identifier. Okay. So instead of spaces, we are using underscore. Let's see this example. Spaces are not allowed in identifier. Means, for example, sum of two numbers. For example, sum of is equal to 90. Here I am giving one space. Automatically it will display an error. Syntax error. Instead of space, we can write underscore. Sum of is equal to 90. So print sum of. This is also executed successfully. Okay. And this is the fourth rule. Okay. And next rule is keywords are not accepted as identifier. Keywords are not accepted as identifiers. Keywords are nothing but reserved words. In Python, there are 33 keywords are there. Okay. So these keywords are not accepted as identifier. For example, if is a keyword, else is a keyword, while is a keyword, for is a keyword. Okay. Just I'm doing one example. If is equal to 90. So here if is a keyword. So it will display again syntax error. Syntax error. Keywords are not accepted as identifier. So these are the rules of identifiers. And one more rule is there. That is nothing but identifiers are case sensitive. What is case sensitive? Case sensitive means there is a difference between uppercase and lowercase. There is a difference between uppercase and lowercase. Case sensitive. For example, I'm storing a value in one variable. That variable name is subtraction. For example, subtraction capital SUB is equal to 89. I'm printing this value by using small sub. No, there is no such type of variable. It will generate type error. So name error. Name sub is not defined. The name sub is not defined because capital sub is there. There is no small sub. That's why it display name error. If you want to print these 89, must and should you have to write capital SUB. So then 89 will be printed. Okay. And next rule is there is no length limit for identifier. There is no length limit for Identifiers. There is no length limit for identifiers. Happily, you can write any number of length of code. Okay. For example, A is equal to 90. Then you have to write same length number, 90. Okay. These are the rules of identifier. What is an identifier? A name in a Python is called as identifier. Either it can be variable name, function name, object name, either object name, list name, tuple name, set name, etc. A name in a Python is called as identifier. So you have to write an identifier. Must and should you have to follow some rules. What are that rules? So identifier should allow capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, and 0 to 9 and underscore. Okay. So special characters are not allowed in identifier except underscore. Underscore, only underscore is allowed. In next one, the identifiers should not start with digit. It should start with either capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, or underscore. Spaces are not allowed in identifiers. And next one, keywords are not accepted. There are 33 keywords are available in Python, but in C there are 32 keywords. In Java there are 53 keywords. Identifiers are case sensitive. Case sensitive. What is mean case sensitive? There is a difference between uppercase and lowercase. Case insensitive means there is no difference between uppercase and lowercase. It will be treated as same. And next one, there is no length limit for identifier. These are the rules for identifiers. Okay. Next, what is reserved words? Reserved words. Reserved words is nothing but keywords. Reserved words is nothing but keywords. Keywords. Keywords is nothing but reserved words. How many keywords are there in Python? There are 33 keywords are there. There are 33 keywords. Okay. What is a keyword? Each keyword has some predefined meaning to perform a particular task. Okay. Each keyword has some predefined meaning to perform a particular task. So there are 33 keywords are there in Python. Okay. In Java, 53 keywords are there. In C, 32 keywords are there. But in Python, there are 33 keywords are there. Each keyword has some predefined meaning to perform a particular task. These keywords are not allowed. So these keywords are not allowed in identifier. So okay, this is the one of the rule in identifier. Okay, keywords are not allowed in identifier. These 33 keywords are not allowed in identifier. What are the keywords? What are the keywords? Let's see here. So true, false, none. True, false, none. These three are called as reserved literals. Reserved literals because true, false, none allowed with some value. True is nothing but 1, false is nothing but 0, and none is nothing but nothing, empty. Okay, none is nothing but nothing. So true is nothing but 1, false is nothing but 0, none is nothing but nothing, empty. Okay, so these three keywords are called as reserved literals. So these three keywords are starts with capital letter, capital T, capital F, and capital N. Remaining keywords are starts with small letter, completely in smaller case. Okay, and or not is, if, and or not is. These are used in operators concept. And next, if, elif, else, while, for, break, continue, up to these keywords are used in flow controls. Return, these keywords are used in functions concept. In is also used in operators. Yield. Yield concept are used in files concept. And next, try, accept, finally, raise, assert. These five keywords are used in exception handling topic. Import is used in modules concept. Modules, and next one, from is also used in modules. As is also used in modules. Class is a OOPS concept, keyword, and def is a function, and pass is a jumping statement. Global, non-local, lambda. These keywords are used in functions concept. DL is used. DL is nothing but delete. You have to delete a list tuple. Then you can use DL button. And with is used in files concept. Okay. These are the keywords of Python. There are totally 33 keywords are there. Okay. So today we discuss about features of Python. What I covered today? Features of Python, limitations of Python, how to download a Python software and install, and what is the next option? Next one is identifier, and next one is keywords. Identifier and their roles, and next concept is keywords. Okay, I think all of you got what are the minimum basics about Python. These are the minimum basics of Python. What is variable, what is keyword, how to install a Python software, how to download a Python software, what are the limitations of Python, features of Python, what is Python, why Python, about Python. So how many users are there to Python. So what is the application? So Python. So this is about the Python basics. So in the next concept, I would say about data types. And okay, so I hope all of you understand these concepts. Okay, so okay, thanks for watching.